Rockin' the Blues 101.9 at DAWG FM. There you go, Rush and Crossroads. Dylan Black, Alyssa Della Palm, and you know it. He's here. Devon Nicholson.
There's that great theme music.
Yes, Hannibal is with
Very
us.
motivating.
Good morning, Hannibal. Now he's probably already in anchor mode because of the traffic, huh, Columbia?
Yeah, it's pretty bad out there coming from Orleans.
We were totally picturing you throwing cars.
Hulk style.
Just throwing cars and crap.
I would love to have done that.
And, how are you feeling?
I'm all right. I'm going through some very powerful treatments, some very strong medication with a lot of side effects. I physically feel pretty ill right now, but I'm very happy that I'm on this treatment. I'm actually on an experimental treatment right now. It's called INCIVEK. It's experimental for my Hep C genotype, which is type 2. It's been approved for type 1, but I'm very lucky to be on this treatment, and if it works, I'll be 100% cured of Hep C, but I'm already experiencing some side effects. I've lost about 8 pounds. I have very itchy skin. I'm having a very hard time sleeping. I had to actually, for the first time last Friday, get a rectal examination done, because one of the side effects, unfortunately, of the treatment is you can get hemorrhoids. Luckily, I went through the examination and it's not hemorrhoids, it's just irritation.
Yeah, okay.
But it's something that's not fun to have to put
No, we
cream
don't.
on yourself.
No, you were saying though that your doctors were describing this type of treatment similar to something like
It
chemotherapy.
basically is chemotherapy. It's extremely strong treatment. There's pages of side effects, and there's some extremely severe side effects that you can experience. Last time I did a treatment that was just interferon and ribavirin. I did that at the end of 2009, early 2010. That had terrible side effects. I ended up losing 45 pounds, had muscle problems, terrible rashes. I actually had a mild stroke at week 18. I was supposed to do 24 weeks. So at week 19, I had been testing negative since the 4th week on that treatment.
Mm-hmm.
But after I suffered that mild stroke at week 19, they said, listen, you've been testing negative since week 4. So continuing the full 24 weeks probably won't make a difference. You can probably get off now and still test negative. Because what happens is you're on the treatment, then you're off for 6 months, and if you're still negative after that 6 months, it's a sustained viral response and you're cleared of the Hep C. But unfortunately,
It came back.
in my last treatment, it was back. I had a relapse, and that was devastating because I was so confident that I was cured, I'd even booked myself an MMA fight. Because of course, if I'm cured of Hep C, I'll be able to fight MMA, I'll be able to be licensed to wrestle anywhere in the world. But really, the important thing is I won't die.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'm at, there's 4 stages of Hep C. The 4th is the last stage. I'm at stage 3. So I have to be cured. It's very important. That's why it's worth risking these side effects. And the doctors have informed me, this time I'm adding a 3rd drug to the mix, the new Hep C wonder drug, INCIVEK. Plus I'm on an increased dose of the old drugs. And I'm going to be taking them for the full 24 weeks, no matter what happens this time. So my side effects are definitely going to be worse. It just goes without saying. There's nothing I can do. It doesn't matter how tough you are. It doesn't matter how in shape you are. You're just going to suffer these side effects. But I actually worked my butt off for the 2 months. I had knee surgery, and I took the last 2 months after my knee surgery training 2 times a day, getting into the best possible shape going into this treatment, because I think if you're in the best possible shape going into the treatment, at least you're going down from the best shape, and you're not going down from not being in top shape.
Okay.
So I'm ready. This is going to be a fight, and nothing's going to stop me this time. And last time I was ashamed to have Hep C, and I was really ashamed of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided, since my last treatment failed, to come out public about it, warn the public how dangerous this disease is. It actually kills more people than AIDS now, and is the #1 reason for liver transplants in the US. So now I'm public about it. Last time, people would see me on treatment and be like, oh, you look sick, what happened? You stopped working out? I mean, that was devastating. Now if people ask me what's wrong, why do you look sick? I'll just be able to say I'm undergoing Hep C treatment. It's a deadly disease, and this is what I have to do.
All right, well, hold on. We'll talk more about it coming up in a
Are
second.
you cutting me off?
I'm gonna just.
How dare you?
Uh-oh, Dylan.
Yeah, see, I don't want this.
You see,
don't
one
make
of the
people
side
mad.
effects.
I gotta cut you off.
One of the side effects is suicidal and homicidal behavior. I'm not even joking about that, so don't piss me off.
Hey, let's check the roads. Hold on, man.
So what week are you on, Dylan? Or Devon?
I'm on week 3.
Week 3.
Week 3, so really,
And you have 24 weeks this time too?
yeah, and I have about 4 weeks before it really starts to affect me. But the main thing is, which I can get into on camera, you can't sleep on it. So even if you're not on treatment, you sleep 2 hours a night, you're gonna, it's a form of torture. You're gonna suffer side effects, but if you,
If you just can't sleep, like you're just wide awake?
yeah, it's almost a feeling as if you're taking tons of caffeine or ephedrine pill. You're just lying there, you're exhausted,
Yeah.
you want to sleep, but you can't sleep.
And they can't give you anything to help you with
They've already given me numerous sleeping drugs. One of them put me to sleep, but then I get up at 3 a.m. and I can't go back to sleep. So then they put me on a new one, trazodone, which is really strong. And all that does is make me dizzy and feel sick.
Yeah.
So it's like, and these other meds make me feel sick too, because there's so many of them. It's,
So what is stage 3 of Hep C?
you have scarring on the liver.
And then at stage 4 you need a transplant?
Stage 4 is cirrhosis.
And I don't know, like can you explain to me what that means in like layman?
Cirrhosis is your liver is dried up.
Your liver's at stage 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, not the Hep C. Or is that the same thing?
yeah.
It's the same? Okay.
They call it the 4 stages of hepatitis.
There's a good chart that shows like the stages.
Okay.
Stage 4 is basically your liver's gone.
Yeah, we only just found this out. I don't know if I should say that on camera or tell that story.
Sure.
Do you want me to tell it?
Yeah,
Over
did
on
you-
here, or-
You did do it in the last update?
Okay, well, I'll just explain. My old Hep C specialist kept telling me you have tons of time to wait, that I was fine, and then I actually got a liver biopsy where they take a chunk out of your liver, which is extremely painful.
This is it.
Okay.
So good morning, 16 high. Today we've got rain and wind gusting at 60 to 80 kilometers at times. Today, tomorrow, more light rain, 10-14 in the nation's capital. More coming up in a moment with Devon Nicholson, Hannibal, after Zeppelin, right here on 101.9 DAWG FM.
But basically, we went into the office to be shown how to take my shot, and there was a chart that says the 4 stages of Hep C. And I'm like, oh, so I'm between 1 and 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Because everyone keeps telling me that I have tons of time. She's like, actually, you're at stage 3. And I'm like, what? She's like, oh, don't worry, you can be at stage 3, 5 or 6 years. It's like, all right, but stage 4 is you need a liver transplant.
So that's what stage 4 means?
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's very alarming to know that you're at stage 3.
And then having Hep C, are you put on a priority list?
I don't want to ever get to the point where I have to worry about that.
Okay, so we just have a minute and a half here. I want to know what you'd like to focus on in this break, but I need to keep this break to 2 minutes, so.
Maybe ask me about the liver biopsy,
Okay.
just because we have pictures of that.
Okay, I also want to direct people to your website.
Oh, yes. There's actually nothing on the internet about INCIVEK for Hep C type 2. So
Okay.
once this gets out, there's nothing if you search it right now. So this will be what shows up.
Okay.
So as this continues, all of these videos and all of this stuff will actually be on there, because there's nothing, and there's so many people have my type there's no answer. Like, that's one of the reasons why we're documenting it this time. Because there's nothing.
Rock in the Blues, 101.9, DAWG FM, Zeppelin, Living, Loving Mage, Dylan Black, Alyssa Delapalm, 822, Devon Nicholson, Hannibal with us this morning. And
Thank you.
What was that? Something like I'm introducing you?
Yes, well, I used to be a ring announcer for Hannibal Pro Wrestling,
Used
of course.
to be. It's gonna come back, man.
It's going to come back, but I can't worry about wrestling right now or promoting wrestling events. I need to worry about this huge problem I have, which is Hep C.
Yeah.
I'm in the 3rd out of the 4 stages of Hep C. So,
What do you want to tell us about the biopsy?
Yeah, liver biopsy.
what a liver biopsy is, yeah. How I found out I was in the 3rd stage was I actually had a liver biopsy, which is basically they come in with this giant tool through your body and snip a couple pieces of your liver out. And it's very scary because basically if you move, it can rip your liver. And you're lying there and it has to be in you for a few seconds and they're like, don't move. And they just clip a chunk out of you. And it's extremely painful. And after you actually feel like you've been shot. So luckily they prescribed some pain medicine for that. But it was extremely painful, but it's the most accurate way to find out which stage the Hep C is at. And I do have scarring on my liver, so.
That puts you at stage 3 out of 4.
Yes,
4 stages.
so it's very motivating to get on this treatment, and all of my treatment is going to be actually we're going to have weekly updates to inform people and spread the word about hepatitis C.
So you're documenting your journey.
Not a lot of people know how serious this disease is, and it's becoming a massive problem. It kills more people than AIDS, so it's important to get the word out there and also explain to people that there are treatments out there. And since I'm going to be one of the first people in Canada to take INCIVEK for hepatitis C genotype 2, it's also important to document it. So if it does work, it will be documented proof that this worked, because right now this treatment is not covered by the government, and it's extremely expensive, in the neighborhood of $50,000 or $60,000.
Wow.
So if you're pretty much screwed unless you can find a way to afford this treatment. I'm very, very fortunate to be on it, and I'm very thankful, but I had to work very hard. I went all the way to Phoenix, Arizona to see superstar Billy Graham's Hep C liver specialist, Dr. Hector Rodriguez, who works with the Mayo Clinic, the world famous Mayo Clinic in Phoenix, and he actually was the one that recommended that this new Hep C treatment would work on my genotype. And I had all these tests done, took the information back to a second opinion liver specialist here, and she did some research and arranged for me to be able to attempt this treatment here in Canada. So of course, being able to take it in Canada rather than the States is saving me money, but it would be great if more people had access to this type of treatment.
Devon Nicholson, he didn't hurt anybody. We're doing all right.
No, I'm more subdued, but as I said, depression is actually a side effect.
I can imagine.
Irritability is a side effect, unfortunately. I'm not making this up, and people actually commit suicide on these treatments. It's an actual side effect, so it's very important to keep all this stuff in check. Last time I was on treatment, I was seeing a psychologist regularly. This time I'm very upbeat, I'm very hopeful. I have a lot of good things going on in my life, so I haven't reached that point yet.
Yeah.
But
we're pulling for you.
dangerous
We've got lots of
treatment.
fans. You got lots of fans, man. We're
You
pulling
do.
for you.
Thank you,
can do
I
this.
appreciate it. This challenger, hepatitis C, hepatitis C! You haven't met anyone like Hannibal before, and I am going to take you down. I am not going to take any prisoners. Hepatitis C will be defeated, and Devon Nicholson will then go on to make the biggest comeback in the history of comebacks.
Woo!
Dylan Black knows exactly what I'm talking about.
You're going to do it, man. We have total faith. Devon Nicholson, Hannibal, thanks for joining us this morning. And best of luck.
Thank you. Thanks for changing your shirt for me.
Spencer.
He wears the same shirt every time I appear on the show.
All right.
Even when I saw him at that Chio Comedy Festival, he was wearing that sweater.
All right, man. 827.
That's his fur or something.